What's up, guys? It's Rey-Jay back with another video. And in this one, I want to break down what's happening with SPY, Tesla, and the overall markets. Just note that I am not a financial planner, so take nothing I say as financial advice. And also, if you guys can, please check out my Moomoo link. If you deposit $100, you're guaranteed 5 free stocks. If you deposit $1,000, you're guaranteed 15, and the offer ends in just 8 days. Anyways, the market's range bound right now. It is a Friday. We got our data, which came out. The PMI data was decent. We got the S&P Global Composites a little bit above expectations. Manufacturing numbers were a little bit below what we were expecting in terms of the forecast, but overall services offset that by being better than expected, and everything else was quite decent. The market is reacting to not only the data, but it's also because of the fact that it's a Friday and there's a lot of options expiring. That's why we're seeing the market going back and forth like this. This is going to be hurting both sides as we have a very, very balanced options chain. So we got this nice push up on SPY to 596, came back down to 593. 593.31 was very close to where our 20 EMA was, came back up and down, back and forth, back and forth. So we have 593.69 as our first supports. We have 592.59 below that, and then 591 is support below that. Those are going to be the three main supports. The main resistance is at 596. If we break that, we're looking for 598. So I think what's happening is we're just very much range bound. We might dip a little bit more on SPY before we try to bounce, but this is all I'm seeing for the time being, at least for the chart. For ES, it's the same thing essentially. We pushed all the way up to about just under 6,000. Then we came back down to 5,960, and we're going up and down, up and down, up and down. So we're just range bound for the time being. Make sure you watch 5,968 as support, 5,962, and then 5,950. Watch resistance at 6,000, so we're just completely range bound for now. As far as Nvidia goes, we're dipping right now, looking more bearish. We formed a double top, and this is pretty much a little bit more in this range still. So we could be dipping closer to about 140 and then get bought back up from there, hopefully. But overall, Nvidia is just range bound. Look for a little bit more downside before anything else. Bitcoin pumped to about 99,000. We'll have to see if you hold above that or not. If not, we could be retesting 98,188. So if we do a retest that, hopefully we bounce off this to continue to go higher. For Tesla, we pumped very nicely as we broke out of this range. So I mentioned to everyone I was expecting a big move on Tesla if we break past 350. We did break that. We went all the way up to 356. And as long as we hold above 350, we could be pushing for the 360s to fill our next imbalance. So for today, I'm not worried about what Tesla does. I'm more worried about, can we hold above 350? If we hold above that, I think we're going to be looking very good for next week. If not, we'll just have to wait and see. When I take away our indicators, you guys can see we have like an inverse head and shoulders like structure on Tesla, which could be leading to like the 360s or so. So just keep that in mind. We'll see if we hold above 350. So give this some time to push. If we lose that, we're looking for essentially 348. For NQ, we're also range bound. We're going back and forth between supply and demand. We have resistance around just under 29,900. We have support at 20,900 is going to be our resistance, and 20,700 is our support. We're continuing to go back and forth. We could be dipping to the lower 20,700 area only to get bought back up. QQQ is also range bound. Let me just pull up the 30 minutes time frame to show you. We are making higher lows on the QQQ, so it's a good sign, but we're just very choppy today as it's a Friday. We have this resistance to watch for at 506. We have support all the way down here around 502.8. And we're continuing to just go back and forth for now. If we lose 502, we're looking for a dip to 500 flat. If we break past 506, we're looking for 508. Otherwise, we're just range bound on the triple Q. Apple could be pushing. I think we're just range bound, by the way, between 230 and 228. There's not really much going on with it. For those who are interested, we have MSTR. We're not doing a good job of getting back above 500. We dipped a bit, and now we're looking for a retest of 430. So we'll have to see, do we end up making a lower high compared to this high? We were expecting a small rebound. Can we break 430 at the very least to get back up to about 475? There might be a push attempt, an attempt to get higher if we break past 430. Otherwise, it's just going to continue to consolidate, not really doing a whole lot. Of all things, the IWM is a lot stronger. We're looking for essentially 238 is our target as long as we're above 236. And if we lose 235.92, we're looking for 234. But this looks more bullish for 238 than 240. For coin is looking pretty good right here. We ended up hitting resistance around 305 to 304. But now we're just range bound between 300 and 304. I did call out to 288, which is where we were expecting some kind of bounce looking at our EMAs. And we're just range bound for now on coin, very close to 300. So look at the main resistance at 306 and our main supports at 298. We're going to likely just trade sideways here. Amazon tried to break 200 only to reject, so there's a risk of it coming down to 196. Meta was trying to hold above 565. We got this big rejection, so we could be on our way down to about 550. Microsoft could be on its way down to about the 410 area, and then Google could be on its way down to about 165. So keep those levels in mind. With that being said, guys, I'll cut the video short from here. I thank you all so much for listening. Unfortunately, it's a Friday, and Fridays are oftentimes very, very like sideways days, at least on most days. So I think the market will continue to trade sideways for now, and we'll be looking for a bigger move next week. But don't forget, the overall direction is still more bullish for SPY and the QQQ as we're making higher highs and higher lows, at least on a daily basis. So that's a good sign for now, at least for the bulls, and we'll see what happens from here. I thank you all so much for listening. Please have a great rest of your days. I'll be back in a couple of hours for another update. Until then, thank you for listening and peace out.